Hey warrior. Yeah, the one who's tired of feeling stuck. You've been trying to fix your life. Maybe you've read books, watched motivational videos, set goals, tried being more positive, but nothing sticks for long. Now think about this for a second. One man loses his job and completely collapses. He blames the economy, curses his boss, and spirals into a pit of self-pity. Another man loses his job, and instead of falling apart, he wakes up earlier, sharpens his skills, and reinvents his life. Same event, completely different reactions. Why? The answer is simple, but brutal. It's not life that breaks us. It's our mindset that lets it. And that's exactly why Stoicism has become more relevant now than ever before. Because in a noisy, chaotic world filled with excuses, distractions, and emotional weakness, Stoicism reminds us that you are the one in control, not your feelings, not society, not your past. See, fixing your life doesn't start with your job, your relationships, or your money. It starts with your mind. Fix your mind, and everything else will follow. But let me warn you, the rules we're going to cover are not soft, gentle advice. These are brutal, no-nonsense truths that will punch your ego in the face. They're not for the easily offended. They're for the people who are sick of being stuck, sick of living on autopilot, sick of breaking down every time something doesn't go their way. If that's you, you're exactly where you need to be. In this video, I'll walk you through 10 Stoic rules that will help you take back control of your emotions, your habits, your goals, and your entire life. Every rule is inspired by the teachings of Marcus Aurelius, Epictetus, Seneca, and the core of ancient Stoic philosophy, but we'll break them down in simple modern language that anyone can understand and apply. No philosophy degree needed. We'll go deep into emotional strength, mental discipline, self-awareness, and the painful process of becoming who you were meant to be. And with each rule, I'll give you a real Stoic quote or principle, not just as decoration, but as a tool for you to reflect on and live by. So, before we begin with rule number 1, here's what I want from you. If you're ready to finally stop blaming the world and start rebuilding yourself. If you're ready to conquer your emotions instead of being controlled by them. If you're ready to fix your mind and fix your life, then drop this affirmation in the comments right now. I will no longer live at the mercy of my emotions. Also, don't forget to like this video, comment below, share it with someone who needs this, and subscribe to the channel for more Stoic-based life strategies. And most importantly, don't skip any part of this video. Every rule is connected. Every one of them will change the way you think. Let's begin. You must build up your life action by action and be content if each one achieves its goal as far as possible. And no one can keep you from this. Marcus Aurelius. The biggest mistake people make when trying to fix their lives is this. They try to negotiate with their weakness. They tell themselves, just one more hour of sleep won't hurt. I'll start my diet tomorrow. I'll stop texting them after this one last time. What they don't realize is every time you negotiate with weakness, weakness wins. And when weakness wins often enough, it becomes who you are. Think about this. The strongest version of you, the disciplined, focused, confident version, is not buried under some mystery. It's simply being suffocated by years of comfort, excuses, and emotional indulgence. You can't become that version of yourself if you keep giving in every time life gets hard. You can't fix your life if you keep folding every time you feel bored, lonely, or uncomfortable. The Stoics understood this perfectly. They didn't seek comfort. They trained for adversity because they knew that every moment of suffering, every hardship, every temptation resisted was a victory for the soul. Now ask yourself, when your alarm goes off, do you rise like a warrior or do you let your emotions hit snooze? When you feel anxiety, do you sit with it and grow stronger? Or do you distract yourself with social media or food? When you're tempted to go back to bad habits, do you hold the line or do you say just one more time? Here's the brutal truth. You will never fix your life until you kill the version of yourself that keeps making excuses. There is no peace without discipline. There is no greatness without sacrifice. And there is no strong mind without facing down your own weakness and saying, not today. Every time you delay your potential, you're not just wasting time, you're betraying your future. So the next time you're tempted to stay in bed, text that toxic person, waste another day, you don't reason with it, you don't argue with it, you don't explain it away, you get up, you shut it down, you choose strength over comfort, because that's how warriors are built, action by action. And I don't care how far behind you feel or how much you've failed in the past. The moment you stop negotiating with weakness, the healing begins. I want you to drop this affirmation in the comments. No more deals with weakness. I choose strength. It's not things themselves that disturb us, but our opinions about them. Epictetus. Picture this. Two people hear the same insult. One laughs it off like it's nothing. The other carries it in their chest like a knife for weeks. Same words, same moment, entirely different realities. That's because it's not the insult that hurts. It's your reaction to it. It's not the traffic jam, the breakup, the rude coworker, the failure. It's how you interpret and respond to those events that determine your emotional state. Most people live as emotional slaves. Their peace is hijacked by tiny moments. They hand over control of their mood to strangers, to comments online, to things they cannot change. But Stoicism teaches the opposite. You can't always control what happens to you, but you can control how you respond. Let that sink in. Every time you snap at someone, every time you overthink, every time you spiral because of something external, you're giving away your power. And what's even worse, you're becoming predictable. People who can't control their reactions can be manipulated with ease. They're like puppets. Pull the right string and they'll explode, cry, panic, or freeze. Do you want to live like that? Marcus Aurelius reminded himself daily, you have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. So, how do you take control? Step 1. Slow down your reactions. The moment you feel triggered, pause, take a breath, step back from the situation mentally. Ask yourself, what part of this do I actually control? If the answer is nothing external, then the only battlefield is internal. Step 2. Separate facts from emotions. She said something rude. That's a fact. I'm not good enough. That's a story you told yourself. Train yourself to see things clearly without emotional fog. Step 3. Reclaim your peace. Peace doesn't mean becoming passive. It means becoming unshakable. It means learning to respond with calm power, not panic. It means learning that your response is always your responsibility, no matter how unfair life seems. People who can master their reactions become dangerous in the best way. Why? Because they can't be baited. They don't fall apart under pressure. They choose their moves carefully and live on their own terms. And make no mistake, this is a skill you can build. You don't need to be born calm. You train it like a muscle. And every time you don't react emotionally, every time you hold your center, you prove to yourself that you are not your feelings. You are the master, not the storm. So the next time someone pushes your buttons, remember this. Their words are powerless unless you give them power. Their behavior is not a reflection of you, but how you respond always is. You want to fix your life? Then stop reacting to every little thing like your peace is up for auction. Choose your response like a warrior preparing for battle. Deliberate, sharp, grounded, because the man or woman who owns their reactions owns their life. Drop this affirmation in the comments. My peace is mine. I will not hand it over.